Hello anybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Conquest. I am Mr. Devious, or just Deeb, and in the last episode, we did the first two levels of Krem Quay, the level where it gets hard, or the world where it gets hard, the swamp world, home of the Kremlings, Crocodile Isle, proper, I'll shut up. And in this episode, we are going to be going on to the next two levels in the game, starting with Crockhead Clamber, which, as the third level, will dump us back in the swamp. An even bleaker looking swamp than before, and here we have a new enemy type. This guy's a lot of fun. His name is Cutlass. He sees us, and he wants to kill us. That's basically his entire strategy, by the way. You just have to bait him out. You basically just have to bait him into appearing, or into attacking you, into swinging his swords, and then from there you can reliably jump on his head and kill him. I'm sorry, I'm just thinking out this section that's right here. This is a very interesting bonus section, so much in that you have to be very careful. And what is it for? It's for a chest over here. But what's in this? That was embarrassing and terrible. That's a great way to start off your video. Thankfully, they give you a DK barrel right here at the beginning, so you can just try it again right away. And I'm just gonna throw Dixie Kong over for safety and good measure, get ourselves our life, and it's nice that they give you that life so you can just kind of keep trying this, because it really is kind of challenging. If I had to give advice for this section, it's not to jump too high when you throw Dixie Kong, so you can kind of get an idea of her trajectory of where she is. So they have treasure chests inside treasure chests, and at the end, there's your DK coin, right at the start of the level. And that is our method back into the level proper. So that's why there's zingers at the start of the levels, although I kind of find it hard to call them anything other than bees, because they are bees. They're wasps. Very mean wasps. So as you can see, kaboing! No, no! I'm bad at this. So as you could see, as I was saying before I so gracefully threw myself into the swamp, is we got some good cattails here. I don't know why I called them good cattails, I just kind of did. And they're just fun for climbing. As a reminder, Diddy Kong is a fast climber. That isn't really so much a problem in this level, where you aren't really hanging on these cattails for more than a moment. You don't really need them. And that's all the flitters splashing down into the swamp. Whoa, and the kaboings, they start playing around with the kaboings pathing and putting them kind of all over the place instead of having them jump in one place. Now, these guys were in Crocodile Cauldron. Not sure how they survived on the lava, but these guys can just kind of sink up and down in the swamp. They are not your friends, even though they're a platform. They're kind of interesting in that way. They are not your buddies. In fact, they kind of hate you. They're just trying to rest in the swamp, and they will try to drown you. See? They put it over the checkpoint. That's actually really rude. So I think if we throw... Yep. Now the thing there is you might think that you need to find a squitter to get up there, but always play around with your controls and the tools available to you before you default to a spider. And what thing better to kill bees than a spider, I guess. I don't know. Actually, I don't know. Do spiders eat bees? Because bees kind of seem like they're a little too aggressive to, try that. That's kind of dangerous. So here we have a new barrel type, and I think it's exclusive to this level. It raises the crockheads. I think these are just called crockheads. I have trouble finding their official name. Everything else is kind of easy to find, except for them. And this is just timed. They'll all pop out, and you just got to get from one to the next. And it's not too hard. Bees might be your doom, and we got these guys coming back up. Clamber? Did I forget their name again? Anyway, it's no big deal that I missed him with the box because, well, there you go. You can just jump on his head if you get the angle right. So this level just has a lot of fun platforming and jumping between places, and I actually really like this level in its platforming fun, and it's kind of meant to be played fast, I guess you could say. I'd say that this level is fun to see how fast you can kind of go through it, because if you get all the motions right at once, jumping between the narrow platforms can be fun. We got the springy crockheads there, and we can jump in the goop and die. Oh, that was fun. This is also where the levels just generally start getting a lot longer, so you don't have enough you have to be careful. Like, the space between the checkpoint and the end of the game are much longer, so you can't just kind of mess around. You kind of have to be careful and cautious. And I already did this section, but I forgot, because as I said, these swamps kind of blend, and it's kind of easy to forget where you are. But yeah, one of the things that makes this game harder at this point is because the levels get longer. You have to go farther distances without dying, and these levels do get really hard. I'm aiming for that G, by the way, and thinking. I'm contemplating on zingers, and I just got bananas. That's fun. That's fine. I probably would have just gotten Cog anyway. That joke needs to die. It's already kind of old. So, after Crockhead Clamber, we go back onto the ship. This ship that has been split in two for Rattle Battle, which is probably one of my favorite levels in the game. And we are going to see why in just a moment. First things first, we have this music, which is a remix of Gangplank Galleon from Donkey Kong Country 1, and it is so good. It is very good. I mean, it's not the best soundtrack in the game, but it's one of my favorites. And we're immediately going to interrupt it for a bonus coin. And actually, my friend VGM Corn, another Let's Player on YouTube, go check him out, he brought up to me that one of his issues with the Donkey Kong Country series is that because you're constantly going in and out of bonus areas, you don't really get a moment to appreciate the music, and some levels are so short, at least early on, that you don't get to hear the extent of... This is embarrassing. Okay. Enough messing around. Not taking any chances. Well, this is bad. That was lame and bad. Thankfully, we can just go right back in. And those respawn, so I guess you could just infinitely grind for coins and bananas there if you so desire. I mean, there are easier places to do it. Like in boss chambers. At least the first two bosses, as far as I remember. But yeah, as my friend with VGM Corn was saying to me, this is an issue earlier on when they put bonus barrels early in a level and you don't really get to appreciate the music soundtrack, and then levels are short that you don't get to enjoy them to their full extent. But I feel that around this point in the game, with the levels getting longer, they really do give you the opportunity. Now here's the gimmick of the level. This is the first time we run into it. This is a transformation barrel where we are the animal, and he will represent the number of hits we can take with that extra hit in the corner. So this is Rattle Battle. We do the entire level as Rattly the Snake with high jumping, fighting dueling kaboings and other things, while we have this great remix of Gangplank Galleon playing in the background, and also that disgusting green swamp water in the background. Even though there are no trees, so it's not really a swamp, I guess, because there's so much clarity, but, you know, all they really did for the level archetypes was mix around the palettes, so, you know, I appreciate what they did. It's I like the green. I really like the coloring on this level. It's kind of purposefully putrid, and I'm okay with that. Now, I do believe those are our signs that there's secrets down here. Yep. And we get blasted into the sky in the stratosphere and die. But yeah, we're doing this entire level as Rattly the Snake, and now that we're up in the rigging, it gets really gross up here. I don't know why. It's really nasty. I don't like it. But we bounce from zinger to zinger and get our Krem coin. Another thing with the bonus barrels here is that they're starting to get to the point where... Hold on. You may have noticed that they're offering less opportunities for failure. And there's just a barrel down there that'll shoot us up. Like, less opportunity for failure. If we fell off one zinger, that would have been it. I mean, it's kind of a moot point because we could have just went back in and tried again anyway. And I really like the idea that Rattly can just... I knew it! That Rattly can just jump on bees. Snakes beat bees. You know it to be true. And now we have the cannon. Cannons return from Crocodile Cauldron. The clumps with their cannons who will shoot at us, because the only way to deal with snakes, their one weakness, cannonballs. I guess. Hold on. I am suspicious of this. It's easy to forget that you have that maneuver, especially because it takes a little while to activate. And here we have a green clump, or a green kaboing, who I think time their jumps differently than the normal ones do. Like, they'll pause in between to give a little, yeah, I'm gonna get ya. But it's no real matter. Now, there's an arrow right there, and that's an obvious hint if I ever saw one. Alrighty, we're gonna get ourselves some stars. We're gonna get ourselves all the stars. We actually haven't seen this bonus in a long time, have we? Well, I guess it doesn't really matter because we are gonna get all the stars, and there are some really hard to get ones up there in the middle, but you have more than enough time to get these. Actually, I just realized that Rattly has those pink stripes on his body. That doesn't really mean anything. I'm just an observation, I guess. And I do miss Rattly. I do miss him after this game. He is not in Donkey Kong Country 3 or any other game after this. And I like him. He's a doofy-looking snake. And it's nice that the Kongs have... It's not all the reptiles in the world are evil. Winky doesn't count. He's a frog. Frogs are amphibians, okay? Okay. And I think he's the only one. I mean, you got a spider on your team. It's the crocodiles that are the bad guys. What is up with that? You get a spider. Crocodiles are not more evil than spiders. Ugh, I hate spiders. Although they do kind of rectify this in Donkey Kong Country 3, but I won't talk about that because we're not playing Donkey Kong Country 3. And in this game, there are only good guys. This is the most vapid commentary I think I've ever had. Well, that's actually kind of a long stretch. So if you had Dixie alive, not that you'd have any way of knowing, you can do this. I think if you just start the level as Dixie, no matter how many hits you take or whoever you end up as at the end of the level, you'll be Dixie because of the way the game is programmed or something. So here you just basically choose a prize, and we're going to just choose a life with a guitar. This also means that if you want anything out of this, Dixie Kong has to be the one who beats the level. So take that as you will. However, I do believe that that will mark the end of today's episode, because this is a long world, actually, if I remember correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we still have 2 more levels to go, actually, before the boss. So yeah, I think I'm going to call it here. Now that we've beaten this level, we've gotten the DK coins in both of these, and we've opened up Clubba's Kiosk, and we will be ready in the next episode to move on to Slime Climb, and then the rest of Krem Quay. If you want to see that, then I just hope to see somebody in the next one. Bye-bye!